Welcome to TDOC Talks, Operation Blackout Edition. I am Susan Siedentop, Correctional Administrator for Specialized Caseloads, and I am here as a substitute for our Assistant Commissioner, Elisa James. I'm here with some of my PSU staff who want to talk to you today about Operation Blackout. So I'm going to go around the room and I want you to tell me who you are and what you do for the department.
All right. My name's Tony Lipinski. I'm the District 80 Program Supervision Unit Manager, and I handle Montgomery, Stewart, Houston, Humphreys, Cheatham, and Dixon counties.
Great.
I'm Lauren Horn. I work as a probation parole officer in District 50. We cover Rutherford County, Franklin, Coffee, Cannon, Moore, Bedford, and Marshall counties.
I'm Jesse Branscombe. I'm the District 50 manager.
Okay.
I'm Bernard Pike. I'm the District 41 PSU manager, which is just strictly Davidson, Metro Nashville area.
And I'm Matthew Painter. I cover the East Region Specialized Caseloads. That's Districts 10, 20, 21, 30, and 31.
So pretty much the whole East, the entire East region.
The whole East Region.
Okay. So what is this Program Supervision Unit? What is the PSU and what do we do?
So PSU stands for Program Supervision Unit, and what that entails is that we supervise registered sex offenders for the state of Tennessee, those that are sentenced to Tennessee Department of Correction to be supervised through three different ways. We have community supervision for life, which are those offenders that have completed their initial sentence, and for certain offenses they have an extra supervision they have to go through, which is called community supervision for life. We also have those that are sentenced to probation and parole to Tennessee Department of Correction.
Okay, and so what are some of the rules that offenders must follow to be under the PSU?
The offenders, they fall under the guidelines of TDOC puts out. Some of those guidelines are they go to sex offender treatment. They are registered on the sex offender registry. They have to report to the probation parole officer a couple times a month. They have home visits, drug screens, things like that.
What are some of the rules of the sex offender registry that a sex offender is always required to follow?
There's something called the 1,000-foot rule. That applies to all sex offenders, regardless of age of victim. The 1,000-foot rule, it means they cannot live or work within 1,000 feet of any schools, parks, playgrounds, daycares, nursery, anything where children could congregate. That's one of the bigger rules for the sex offender registry. They also have to register in person with their officer at their designated time. They could register quarterly in March, June, September, December, or annually, depending on their level.
Depending on their conviction, correct?
Correct, yes.
Okay. So during this time of Operation Blackout, we're talking about Operation Blackout, what are the additional rules that offenders are required to follow during this time period?
Well, beginning October the 21st, and it lasts all the way through Halloween, they have to follow a curfew. It begins 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. every single day until November the 1st at 6 a.m. They're not allowed to hand out any candy to trick-or-treaters on Halloween night. They must have their front porch light off. All lights should be off. They should be inside their home and to only open their door for law enforcement. They're not allowed to wear any costumes. They're not allowed to go out with children to trick-or-treat. They're not allowed to have any Halloween parties at their home. And they're not allowed to go to any pumpkin patches or fall festivals, any other fall activities.
Okay, so also during that time period, what do we do during the pre-Halloween portion of the Operation Blackout?
Operation Blackout, like she said, is a 10-day period where we go in along with law enforcement if they're available, and we do complete searches on all sex offenders that are active with us. So we go in every house, every bedroom, every dresser, every attic, basement, outbuilding. We're checking everything to ensure they are in complete compliance, and if they're not, we're taking action at that immediately.
What are some of the things we're looking for when we're doing those searches?
We're looking for pornography, alcohol, child enticements, toys, stuff like that. If they don't have their own kids, they shouldn't have those. We're looking for anything that could potentially be a trigger for that deviant behavior that got them on the registry in the first place.
Okay, but don't they know we're coming? We advertise this, everybody knows the dates, the media comes along with us. Don't they know that we're coming? How is this effective?
Every year they know we're coming because they sign the Halloween rules in advance, and they even know what dates that there's going to be officers at their home, and every year we still manage to find stuff. D50 last year, the first thing out the gate, they found a child in a home with an offender that could not have a child. Mm-hmm. Every year, it's just that deviant lifestyle. They don't think about things like regular everyday people do. They don't schedule it out. They just think that I'm never going to get caught, but that's why probation and parole is here.
So this is an important part of our supervision of offenders. Is this the only time of year we do this?
Now, to add to what Manager Pike was saying, the offenders are aware of searches. It's something that happens year long with their supervision. We do regular searches as part of their supervision. So this is something that they're used to. They're used to an officer being in their home and searching. Yet, still, when this operation comes, we still have those offenders that still you might choose that time to act inappropriately.
Okay. So how is Halloween night different from the pre-Halloween portion of this operation?
With Halloween night, it differs from the 10-day period before in that it's a compliance check. We're making sure that the offender is at their home, their lights are out, they're not handing out candy, trying to bring the children into their home, basically. So that's the biggest difference.
And how does the command center process work for Halloween night?
We're going to have 3 command centers this year. Typically, the command center, we have certain staff that have set aside for that. This year, it's going to be the managers of the program supervision unit. We have 3 locations we're going to do command centers in. One will be in Knoxville, one will be here in Nashville, and the other is going to be in Jackson this year.
Why use the managers this year? Why is that different?
Managers historically have liked to be in the field. That's just where we feel we're obligated because we can be there on the ground making calls. This year, the directors were wise enough to bring the managers into the command center so that we could cut down on the lag time between the command center getting what's happening and what's actually happening in the field. They brought us because we're experts on not only the officers but the offenders in question in our districts. It's a smart move to make things more efficient at the command center level.
Okay, great. So with your assistance this year, we are going to search 3,300 offenders' homes this year. And again, anticipate through all the hard work of you and your staff that we will find the majority of our offenders in compliance with their supervision. So I want to thank all of you for coming. I want you to go out there and be safe as always. And I look forward to seeing what Operation Blackout does this year. And thank you for watching this version of TDOC Talks for Operation Blackout. If you do not already, subscribe and follow us on all social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. And for more information on Operation Blackout, please go to our website, tn.gov/correction. Thank you.